Hi, it's Dawn here with Dee Dee Creates Crafts. We are streaming live. Welcome, welcome. This is what we're going to make today. These are gift card holders. I want to show you how you can use them for all occasions. This one I made for a wedding. There's a little gift card. This one is for Father's Day or a masculine birthday. And this one I made for graduation. Cute. So I'll show you those again at the end. I am Dawn. I am a demonstrator with Stampin' Up. The purpose of my videos is to introduce myself, introduce you to Stampin' Up products, and teach you a tip or technique that hopefully is new to you. So I'm going to turn down the camera so you can watch the tutorial. We'll make a birthday card card holder, and we'll see how you like it. All right, so this is my Fast Friday. It's going to be 30 minutes or less. So let me set up my little camera here, make sure I can get it pretty good. All right, bear with me. Do you like it? Pretty good, pretty good. Okay. All right, so I am going to do it in the, I think it's called Misty Moon color. Stampin' Up color, and I will give you all the measurements when you comment on this video. So that's my homework for you, is just leave a comment and I will email you the PDF free of the tutorial with the measurements for this particular money holder card. So what we're going to do at first is get out a paper trimmer. And you're going to take a regular piece of cardstock, and which is what, 8.5 by 11. So you're going to cut it in half. Here's our 11. How come that looks a little shorter than 11? Little shorter, little shorter. Let me switch it up here. I am going to, because I already did it. I'll just cut this one to, okay. So there's 11 by 8.5, and we are going to cut it at 4.25. Now, when you do that, these, I call them card bases, are going to give you 2 pieces. You can make 2 of your card holders with just 1 piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. The next thing you want to do is score your base. So we're going to slide it in, and we're going to score first at 9 inches. And then we're going to score again at 5.5. And this is how our fold is going to go. This flap folding in is going to hold our gift card, and then it's going to fold over to be the cover of our greeting card. So that's how we're going to do them apples. Then we're going to cut some pieces to decorate. You can either use white like I did with this one, and we're definitely going to use white for the inside, but for the outside you can either use white and stamp your own images like I did here to create your own background, or we can decorate, which we're going to do now, with some designer series paper, which is print paper. So this one, again, we're going to decorate the inside flap, which holds our gift card, and decorate the outside. I'm going to add a sentiment like I did here, but instead of, for this one, I am going to use a birthday. That's why I didn't say Happy Father's Day, just FYI. Then, because you got to figure, it's wedding season right now, it is graduation season, and it's Father's Day, and there's always birthdays. This one I made for a wedding, and I, what do you call it, embossed in white on the background, and then put a little piece of vellum on top like that. And I, yeah, a little bit, you can see it with the light, a little bit of white embossing right here. So it's just going to be lovely for the recipient, depending on what in every occasion. Am I right? So let me put my base card aside and focus on my measurements. So let me cut a piece of white for the inside. I'm just grabbing a scrap of white paper. The white for the inside is going to be 5.25. See if this one works. 5.25 by, let me look, 5.25 by 4. And this will nicely fit our inside, like that. Now what I'll do is do a little stamping on the inside, and I've already done my decorating for my outside stamp, but I'll share all that with you as well. If you want, and I do this time, we are going to make a mat and a panel for our sentiment. So this is going to be, let's see if this is wide enough. Okay, one, let's go to one. By 2¼ And this is super skinny because we're going to stamp our sentiment on it, but we're also going to make a mat for the back of this, which is hence this little scrap. And this is going to be my mat for my sentiment. So this is going to be, let me see, 1¼ Do I have it that big? Not quite that big. So I'm going to do 1¼1¼ by 2½. All right, so now we have, it's got to be bigger than 2½. Let's make this one a little shorter. Let's cut 1/4 off this. And if you make a mistake, guess what? All mistakes can be fixed. And that's why I do lives there. It's going to make a lovely little mat, and we'll stamp us a sentiment on that. And I'm going to put that on the outside with a decoration. Next, I want to cut my pretty print paper. So this, it a little bit has a direction. So I want you careful with your cutting and the direction that you are cutting. If it has no direction, you can cut it this way or this way. But since mine tends to flow in one direction, I want to be careful which way I cut it. So my front panel is 3¼ by 4. So that tells me the 4 excuse me, is going to be the top to bottom. So I'm going to cut it this way. And then 3¼ so I can cut it sideways. Hope I did that right. We will soon find out. And if we did not, that's okay. And we did good. By we, I mean me. And I'm going to then decorate it, which I'll show you with a sentiment and then with a pretty flower on top. So we'll get to that. But right now I want to do the cutting for you. Now we're going to decorate the inside flap, which is where we're going to put our gift card. All right. So this one, I want the same direction. So the inside flap is what I'm calling it. Gift card flap. This is going to be 4 by 1. And so we got our 4 down to a science, 1¾ Da, da, da. So that's going to fit quite nicely. No, it doesn't. All right, gift card full decor. Did I say 1¾ Why are my measurements? I typed up better measurements, I promise you, for your PDF. So I'm going from scrap paper, scrap directions. Much better, much better. Do you like that? I may go 1/4 longer too. Let me see how long that is. Da, da, da. 4. Let's do a little longer, you guys. I just have to, because I have to. Let's do 4¼ And I'm going to see how that goes. Okay. Let me just measure this little heifer. That is 1½. So I am going to do 1¼ 1¼ Here I go. This looks a lot better. So now what I want to do is remove all my moving parts and put away my trimmer so that we can work on some assembly required. So I'm going to get out my base, and then we have our insert just so I can show you all your moving parts. We're going to adhere this down, and then we're going to decorate the front with our piece that we've already decorated and cut out, right? So the first thing we want to do before we decorate is to adhere this, which is why it's called tear and tape. So I'm going to burnish this down. It's 2-sided adhesive. And if you'll notice, I'm going inside the fold and right up to the very edge, only on the outside sides. So I'm going to trim this again to do the same little trick on this side. Going up the very edge and coming up to the edge, and I'm literally tearing it with my finger. So that's why it's called tear and tape. This is a must for holding strong and permanent. And I use it often, not for every element of the card. There's actually, if you want to look at my Facebook page, there's a post this week that I did on the 5 different adhesives to use when you're making a gift card. Now, you can do a couple things here. You can, with a punch out a little circle. You can fussy cut a little V, or you can leave it solid and just go ahead and fold it up, knowing there's not a reach bar there. And I did one of each with the sample cards I made for you. With my wedding card, I cut a little V right here and covered up part of the V with the decoration. With the Father's Day card, I went ahead and cut the semi-oval. And then with the graduation card, I left it straight like I'm doing with this one. So I wanted you to see all your options. And all are correct. Now with this, you can either use a tape runner or some glue. When you're using a liquid glue, there's advantages, which you can wiggle it into place. It's forgiving as far as you can move it around. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to lay this down and I can give it a little wiggle till it's right where I want it. I can see it was a little crooked. And then I can just press it down gently with my fingers. And that is decorated. So then I come to my outside. Nope, don't like that one. I'm looking to see if I like some of the slices better, but this is my fave. Okay, so I'm putting just on the outside. And if you can see, I'm barely squeezing glue out. The less is better. This is nice multi-purpose monoliquid glue from Stampin' Up. This is fabulous, but less is more. It's very good glue. So you do not need a whole lot. And a lot of times when I get my little blob of glue on the corner, I just use the opening of the bottle to push the glue around. So then we're going to decorate the front cover of our card. So we're halfway home. Now with these two, I want to do a little sentiment. So I have my basic Memento glue ink pad. And then I had for us, here it is. I've got one of the flowers from our hand-pinned petals stamp set. So I'm going to stamp just a little bitty bit on the outer corner just to make it super cute. And that's going to just decorate and show when the card is placed on the inside. And this will totally hide and add a little pizzing and pizzazz once it's adhered down. See, because you can still see it once we close our card. Now, at this point, if you want to add a sentiment, you could do that as well. But I think for right now, I'd rather do my sentiments on the inside. So I'm going to leave this as is, and let's go ahead and adhere this down. So I'm going to use a little bitty of my glue, using just a little bitty, and you can see with the tip of the bottle, I'm just pushing the glue around. This is a pretty simple card. I feel confident you all can make this. I know you can. And I feel extra confident that if you're brand new to card making, you could do this too. My focus is for the new card maker, new paper crafter, where I want you to feel confident from day one with your card making. I actually have a Facebook group that you can join. And it's for the beginners. It's on the DD Creates Crafts Facebook page, and it is called Saturday Club. Saturday Simple Stamping Club. And it's to teach beginning stamping, which we use predominantly with greeting cards and a lot with, with scrapbooking as well. So with this, I'm going to put another relations, which really can go for birthdays, It can go for the graduation. It can go towards a very nice celebratory anything, a little league game or a new job. But you can also use congratulations as your sentiment, and on the inside stamp or write happy birthday. This is a girly girl card because I use the fun and pretty flowers. Now I'm going to use some dimensionals. You can either use, I'm almost done with my actual dimensionals, but what I also like to do is use every piece of it, every bit of it, by cutting up the edge, the frame, if you will, and use that as well. I'm all about when you use the dimensionals and use anything with a stamp set. I'm going to teach you how to use it 4 to 5 times. And that's part of my teaching is I don't want you ordering on a whim, ordering just because everything's cute, where you have so much where you don't actually use it. What I want to teach you is how to order. I want to see where I want to put it so it doesn't stick off. Da-da-da. I think I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put it this way because it takes, and I think I'm going to need dimensionals for my flower as well. So that'll be cute and fun, right? So I'm going to layer it on top of the sentiment a little. So I'm not going to need a dimensional on top of what I, excuse all the banging, that's people coming and going in my households. Okay, I'm going to cut up some more of the edges just because they're a little smaller. And even with your dimensionals, if you want to cut them in half or quarters to get the size you want, guess what? You can do that too. This is my first streaming onto YouTube, streaming live. So you guys are my guinea pigs with this one and test. So thank you for being my guinea pigs and test subjects. That sounds prettier than guinea pigs, doesn't it? So I will get better and better at this. I'm really comfortable with my Facebook Lives. This is a new technology for me and I'm playing with it. So bear with me if this is your first video on my channel, my YouTube channel, and they're going to improve. I can promise you that. Okay, so this is completed. This is our, let's call it birthday card or a feminine card for congratulations. We open it up and let me grab a little gift card just to test our theory here. Gift card slides beautifully into that pocket. Plenty of room to write whatever you want or stamp whatever you want, whether it be another congratulations, whether it be thinking of you, whether it be happy birthday, and close it up and it's finished. So let me remove my kind of funky paper and line up my cards for you because I'm going to need you to vote on a favorite or even tell me what you're going to for yourself. Are you going to make what occasions do you have coming up? Are you going to make a congratulations graduation? And this, all I did was take some thin paper, like printer paper, and I rolled it. I think this is about 2 inches long and tied it with some twine, easy peasy. And this is the hand pin petals, which I shared with you. And then this is hand pin petals, and this is just some masculine cardstock, again, from Stampin' Up. So these are your pretties. I want to share with you, this is the hand pinned paper, 12 by 12, and they're double-sided, front and back, front and back, front and back. Beautiful paper that goes with your hand pinned petals stamp set, and this also has matching dies, and it also has matching bling, which here they are up. You can see they're halfway gone. How cute is that? So we could actually, let's put a little tiny bling. Our congratulations, just so we've used everything in our set. If you've fallen in love, you can make these. I will give you the measurements. Just leave me a comment, especially if you're watching this on a replay, and then I will email you the free PDF tutorial with all the measurements and how-tos and a little picture. If you fell in love with some products and don't have your own stamps or don't want to use your own stamps because you fell in love with the pretty flowers, hand pinned petals, you can order the complete bundle for $46.75. Get a 10% discount. What's a bundle? It is the stamp and die combination. Watercolor pencils is what I use to color my pretty flowers, and order both sets because combined with 2 boxes, it's only $28.50. And again, on Facebook right now, I have a watercolor pencil lesson you can look for, and I'll do one for for YouTube in the immediate future. The silicone craft mat I did not use today, but is great for gluing. I'll demo it in my next video. Tear and tape adhesive, it's only $7. And you saw me use that where we ripped it off and ripped it with our bare fingers, strong yet gentle. And my paper trimmer, if you are in need of a paper trimmer. I enjoy this because it's got a cutting blade and a scoring blade. You don't need 2 different products. Then it does open up all the way to a little over 17 inches. For those of you that scrapbook or those of us that buy and order the 12 by 12 designer series paper, which is the beautiful print paper like the hand pinned petals I have here. I do invite you to come back. I do Fast Friday every Friday at 12:30. I will go live. Yes, I make mistakes, and I go live and prefer my lives because if I make a mistake, I want you to feel comfortable that if I can make a mistake, you can make a mistake. And I can then show you really fast how I correct my mistakes and can continue with my cards and not have to start over. If you're new to card making, I encourage you to go to Facebook, join my Facebook group called Saturday Simple Stamping Club. It's called Saturday because I do exclusive Facebook Lives just for that group. So thank you so much for joining me today on my first live, not my first, but my first doing it on my own, live streaming for YouTube. So welcome. Please come back and join me next Friday. Leave me a comment. Be sure to click the follow button so you are alerted live. I think there's a little bell you have to click as well. Send me some love with some hearts. Leave me a comment. Ask me questions. And be sure to follow me on both Facebook and now on YouTube. Hope you like this. Be sure to vote, and I'll be back next Friday at 12:30 Eastern Time. Thanks, you guys.